Woo! R8RBEAR! Oh, let's go. Yes, Asaltante Oso, that bear you all know. Out of hibernation to entertain Raider Nation. Thank you. Often imitated, never duplicated. That fool with no head that shouts like Ric Flair. The Raider Bear! All right. No, one more. Raiders! Alexa, shut your mouth. I know. I love doing that. And I didn't turn on yours because I said shut your mouth. So it probably didn't start this time. So I doubt any of you have anything to be mad about me, mad at me for this episode. You know what I mean? Just doing my thing. Tradish! Raider Bear Live. First comment. Woo! MVP tonight goes to Josh Russell, the heavyweight champion of the world, here on Raider Bear Family Page. Second place, my silver medal, Ted Thane. What's up, Ted? Welcome to the show. Always there for a Raider Bear. Silver medalist tonight, Ted Thane. Third, bronze, last but not least, Joe McMillan. What's up, Joe? Welcome to the show. I love how that all rhymes together. You know, I didn't have to do that. It just sort of works. All right. As far as my YouTubers, David Pelkliva, John LaJoy. What's up, John? Welcome to the show. And John Leon, in that order. Much love to you. John LaJoy said, Bear, the family Nuggets had a good game. I appreciate that. Okay, let's see. Give me the update, I mean. All right, let me see. Ermaine Jr., what's up? Welcome to the show. Corinna, I see you there. Lucky Pace. Lucky Pace. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Steeler Val, hi. What's up? Vicky Orr checking in from my YouTube space. What's up, Vicky Orr? Appreciate you doing that. Please share and share with your friends. Denton Road, Space Force, Troy Gill, what's up? Welcome to the show. Kim, how you doing, Kim? Kim Calhoun in the house. George A. Zaragoza, what's up, Oso? What's up with you, George? Welcome to the show. Carrie Bell, what's up, Carrie Bell? Let's see. All right, I'm trying to catch up. Rude Boy Raider 305, and then we start getting into this Raider football. Everyone else I see, I know pretty much. Except, oh, there's Jim Vanderlyn. Bear! Tara June, I'm doing excellent. I appreciate you asking. Yeah, Brian Whitfield, I'm done with it too. So let's just go ahead and open the show with that. All right, so what's the story with Tom Brady and the Raiders? The story that I know as it is thus far. Shane Street, what's up, brother? That's my guy right there. Destiny King, we're making moves on our O-line. We brought in some guys. The guy we just brought in most recently was Greg Van Rotten. Greg was good for the Buffalo Bills. I just think that was a move on kind of thing. I don't think they gave up on him because of injuries or, I couldn't find anything like that. So it just seems like he's a guy that can pay, or excuse me, that can play that they didn't want to pay. And so he hit the market and we got him. And so I'm excited about that. I I think he had 4 starts in 16 games, played a little bit of backup, and then got 4 starts and played well in 4 starts, from what I understand. And so, because he played well in those 4 starts, he probably just felt like he was worth more than they were willing to give him. Okay, so it's about the Tom Brady stuff. Tom Brady is trolling us extensively at this point. I mean, I don't know another way to put it. I mean, he could have gone to any team. He could have tried to buy into any franchise. And instead, he buys into ours. And it's just because Mark Davis is a nincompoop. You know what I mean? And because Mark Davis is a nincompoop, because he didn't have to accept his buy-in. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to offer it to him. He didn't have to do that. And instead, he's a part owner in the Raiders and the Las Vegas Aces. And so, in my opinion, this is just his way of raising Mark Davis's profile. So Mark Davis sees it as, oh, I really appreciate that. Thanks. And in reality, he's just waiting for the right moment and Mark's gone. And it's going to belong to Tom for, I don't know how long. That all rhymed too, didn't it? That was an accident, I swear. But first, don't jump. Don't jump. Back away from the ledge. There is some good news to this. Right now, he's just a stock owner. You know what I mean? He doesn't have leverage of any kind on either team, not the Aces or the Raiders. So he can't go into the front office and say, fire this guy and make this guy a starter and make this girl a starter. He can't do that. He's just a part owner. That's it. You know what I mean? And so my honest problem with that, though, is that Mark Davis, I think, is being played. And he just doesn't realize it because he likes the guy so much, but he's going to get played. Kim Calhoun, what's up? Welcome to the show. Brady was supposed to just have a bite. Brady was supposed to just have a bite McDonald's. Yeah. Yeah, John, he is an old goat, but he's a smart one, or Mark Davis is, genuinely even dumber than we realize. Because I thought when he backed off of Magic Johnson, for those of you who don't know, Magic Johnson came with a team of people as well to buy some stock and part ownership into the Raiders. And Mark Davis pushed back, literally just said, no. Yet with Tom, it's, oh, come on in. I don't know. Doc Raider, greetings, R8RBEAR. I appreciate the love. Could you see Tom helping out with the coaching of the quarterback? John Leon, no, because they had a relationship in the past where he was Tom Brady's understudy. I don't know how much Jimmy Garoppolo would appreciate you bringing in Tom Brady to try to coach him up when he's already went to the Niners and won a lot of games and, directed them to a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? And was, it was close. He didn't win it, but it was close. They put up a good fight, but he's not going to want to now have Tom Brady in the building tell him what to do. Vicky Ginn, you're funny. Moses Ruiz, hey Bear, do you think we can sign Marcus Peters? Moses Ruiz, we haven't, so I don't think it's going to happen. I would have appreciated had it happen, but there's a chance that we're just waiting until the 1st. If they're in fact just waiting until 6/1 to then, sign him on the dotted line, then okay. I think it might be something like that. Brian Whitfield says minority ownership. Yeah, exactly. He doesn't have power. And so because he doesn't have power, it's a little less annoying, but at the same time, how much longer is he going to stay a minority owner? Because even people who know Tom Brady have been coming out of the woodwork to say, this isn't all he's going to do, right? I mean, they're literally trying to clue us, people that aren't in on it. I'm in on it. I see what he's doing. I see what the NFL is doing. I think they want him out. And they would love Tom Brady to still be, how do you say this, a presence in the NFL. You don't want him to just go retire. So now the NFL is going to start doing this, where you have a Patrick Mahomes, for example. When he retires, they'll ask him to come back and be some sort of ambassador, maybe a part owner in one of the teams or something like that. So John Leon, no, he can't. He can't even remove fans. Brian Whitfield reminds us that Al Davis himself started out as a minority owner. Exactly. And not only that, Tom is shady. We know this. He will go along with dirty, shady deals and then blame others. Oh, the referees took my balls. And when the referees took my balls, they took my balls in the bathroom and deflated my balls. My balls. That's a true story. They asked him, how did the balls lose pressure? And he's like, I mean, you could see on the video that the Raiders, the refs, might as well blame us, right? The refs took the balls in the bathroom, and they did. They semi-deflated the balls in the bathroom. Just sounds funny to say. You got to forgive me. Kim Calhoun, it does raise Mark's profile, so it makes some sense for Mark to do it, but he's too dumb to realize that the NFL, they want Brady to have that team. They want him to have a team, but especially that team, because then the long-term war is won by the NFL instead of the Davis family, and I hate that. I know Tommy's watching, so I'll watch my language. Foots and Brady and Foots and Davis for bringing him in. Yeah. John Leon said no on Peters. I'm thinking it's a no as well. Christopher Anderson, welcome to the show. And I gotta tell you, brother, first, your hat is dope. But Al Davis is rolling left to right, bouncing up and down. It's bad. Chuck Loy, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Mark is broke and effed up for our Raiders team and franchise. Honestly, Kim Calhoun, I got to tell you, we're probably not going to feel good about what the Raiders are doing for a long time. It's going to be a while. You know what I mean? I don't like saying, oh, this season and the next 4, are going to be bad. I'm not saying that. I'm just simply saying in the foreseeable future right now, it doesn't look good. It just doesn't. We've already all been mad about Josh McDaniels, for example, getting the head coaching job. Then those of you who watch my show, I've reported extensively that I have multiple former players saying, some that played for him and some that played against him. And they're saying basically the guy is not coaching material. He's just not. Listen to any player that leaves him once they leave his franchise and his coaching, once they leave him and go to another franchise, they talk dirty about him. But it's the truth. You know what I mean? It's just the truth. Now some guys, just like if you go all the way back to high school, some guys just don't like teachers that tell you how it's going to be and that's it. You know what I mean? They give you zero emotion. They don't care if you succeed or fail. They just tell you this is the job, do it or don't. You know what I mean? And it's just, I don't know. That's tough. Vicky can't. You're too much. Kim Calhoun, I appreciate that. Why couldn't we have Woodson buy at least? He's a true Raider. Woodson doesn't have that kind of money, John, and he would have to get together with a lot of people to do that. Brady is Mark Davis's ace in the hole because when Mark Davis dies, it's a matter of $1 billion in her shares. If Mark Davis doesn't have Brady, he will lose the Raiders outright. Great comment, Travis. Huh? Oh, okay. Come show him your pants. Everyone wants to see him. I've been in here just bragging about him. No, I haven't. What? Oh, those are so dope. She found these like stretchy, like spandex Raider pants. Yeah. See, she doesn't want to come on camera. I haven't done that since I first started going on YouTube. Sorry for the blackout for a moment there, guys. I accidentally slipped a button, and I think it was because Mama Bear was throwing her leg around my shoulder, but in a way I'm not accustomed to. Well, what? I'm already blushing. I mean, I might as well finish the deal. Kim Calhoun, it does suck that he gave him the team, but it is his son. Yeah, he's an idiot. Wait a minute, you're buying a new griddle. You slip that in as you're running out during my show. So I have no argument. Whatever. Hi, Mr. R8RBEAR. It's Tommy. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Oh, you don't know what I meant. You stop that, Tommy. I see us winning this year into the playoffs. John Leon, honestly, I like, it's going to sound crazy to say this, but I actually like some of these UDFAs we brought in. I'm kind of surprised at the talent level that we see from even the UDFAs now. You're starting to see talent because there's only so many places on the rosters that you can get. You only usually invite somewhere in the neighborhood of 300 people to, for example, the combine. Okay. Those people invited to the combine and those different players and their teams, etc., they have dozens of other players on all those teams that can really play. It's just that, did they do it during the season on camera where they can really be, seen, where coaches don't have to look for them, that sort of thing. Do they jump off the screen? I would say yes. You know what I mean? And so there's a high likelihood now that we could have the UDFAs that we've drafted, at least one or two that I've seen. I think will make a difference. Troy Polamalu coming back, I think, is big. I think having Troy Polamalu, the famous Hall of Famer from the Pittsburgh Steelers, in his bloodline is huge. And I just think that our bringing him back, I think he's ready. Something about Polamalu, I feel like he's ready. Now, when I say that, in the past, you used to see players at least take 2 or 3 years before you would see the best that they have. Nowadays, you're given a season and the team gives up on you. You know what I mean? And it's ridiculous. But I think Troy has got his feet under him. I think he's going to be a lot better. I think he's one of the guys. I think he's going to make the team and make a difference. Glenn Ford said he's getting Brady because his mom, the owner, so when she died, no big luxury taxes. I get the financial part of it. Okay. I get the financial part of it. I do. But I just think you could have done that with someone else. I just don't understand why it has to be Brady. You know what I mean? I realize he needed a buyer, but there are buyers out there. Why did you pick that one? You know what I mean? Moses Ruiz said, will Hunter Renfrow be traded? I think so. And as far as the rumors you're hearing about him going to the Saints, that's Derek Carr putting that out there. He wants him. You know what I mean? Now, as far as whether he goes or not, I mean, Hunter Renfrow had a pretty impressive season for us year before last. And so he was up over 1,000 yards, decent touchdowns from the slot position. That's a valuable guy. But that's all the more reason to move him. We are in a design now that is meant to mimic the way we are being designed now in a manner that's meant to mimic the Patriots' philosophy. On a scale of 1 to 10, never try to get 10s and 9s. Beat teams with 6s and 7s. If you have an entire roster full of 6s and 7s, you should be able to rise up more games than not and get to the playoffs. But it's just a boring philosophy. It's like a turtle finding a way to win a race against a rabbit. Yeah, John, I said they were going to be swept tonight, and I had Laker fans jumping me and, immediately talking trash and saying I'm jealous and I wish I had the Warriors were in, but they're not, and all this other stuff. I'm just like, geez, man, I can't just say a prediction. It's just a prediction. You know what I mean? But it's like Republicans and Democrats when it comes to talking to Laker fans. You just can't do it. They'll just keep shouting you're crazy. You know what to talk about. Let's see. Ziegler has impressed me. John, I'm not against what Ziegler did. I liked that draft. I did. I liked the draft. I thought Tyree Wilson might be a little bit of a reach. He felt stiff. You know what I mean? All of his video I watch, he's a monster, but he feels like he's a clumsy monster. He's just kind of stiff. You know what I mean? I don't see it through the hips. And when you're asked to be a defensive end, man, you got to have hips. You know what I'm saying? And for those of you who know football, you know what I'm talking about. What do you mean, R8RBEAR? All humans have hips. No, I mean that they can really get that bend and get around guys. And from what I understand, he has 0. So that means he's trying to beat offensive linemen on almost every play with sheer power. That'll work against some teams, but it won't against others. You know what I mean? There are a lot of left tackles out there that are going to say, bring it on, buddy. I'm 6'6", 330 pounds. Let's see, push me off the ground. You know what I mean? But we'll see. I believe, but I believe in all the rest of the picks, though. All the rest of the picks. All of them. Love that kid Mayer, the tight end. Love that. You know, he's going to be real nice for us. La 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 la. Corinna Trujillo, it is being talked about a lot because it looks like the most obvious move. If you have a running back and then you bring in 17 running backs to try and take his job, it usually means you don't plan on keeping that running back. So the same thing you saw with Josh Jacobs, you're now seeing with Hunter Renfrow. We've brought in at least 2 or 3 guys that play the slot and play it well. You know what I mean? And then that Trey Turner guy that we brought in, I mean, he looked nice. But more importantly, guys, Trey Turner actually coming out of college was given a whole bunch, going into college was given a whole bunch of scholarship opportunities in basketball. And he said, nah, I want to play football, and then made it as a football player. Now, fast forward, now you've got Trey Turner on the Raiders, and the guy has hips in a good way as an offensive player, shaking guys, getting loose, blur speed. I love the Trey Turner pick. I thought that at first I hated it because I didn't like where they picked him. I didn't like that you got that guy and you used a middle of the rounds pick on that guy. You know, when we need more defense, I just felt like that was a mistake pick. But now as I've researched him more, he's an explosive wide receiver. He's got good hands. But more importantly, there's those hips again. No, I'm just kidding. But more importantly, he was a basketball star as well as a football star. See, to me, that's huge. That's huge when you're a multi-sport athlete at the highest level. Well, in the college level, just one rung under the pro level, he was a multi-sport high-level athlete. So that should be interesting to see how he pans out. Yeah, no, Kim, it's not that we're not positive. Raider Nation's positive. It's just we're talking about the long term. In other words, he may win game 1 and then lose 2 in a row, and then win game 4 and then lose 3 in a row. You know what I mean? We've seen him do it. You know what I mean? And, you know, I think we're going through his growing pains and his changing the team. And with that much going on, change of the team, change of the coaching staff, et cetera, et cetera. And yet you still have most of the base nucleus on the defensive line, especially, you know, obviously Max Crosby. That's my guy. But it's going to be tough because on top of us doing this build, we got one of the toughest schedules the NFL had to offer. I think we have the 4th hardest schedule in all of football. So there's that. Okay. All right. Vicky Orr, you seem like one of these types that's, you know, like trying to ravel up my viewers. Okay. I don't know what you're doing. Okay. So Vicky, let me explain to you, you know, just for a second. When you go into a show, into the queue of the show, and then it shows you on my list of people, what it shows on your queue and what it shows on mine are 2 totally different things. So you have to understand when you go into the queue, you click on my show and then you say, oh, look, I can see him. There I am. Now I'm one of the guests on his show. When I turn it on, it's like pulling a slot machine, and you get the spinner and then it spits out whoever was in there. So someone beat you by a minute or 10 seconds or who knows what it is, at least according to my queue. So don't get me wrong. I never announce people as winners unless they're winners. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. I mean, what would be the point? You know what I mean? I just trust me. I'm calling the order as I see it. Down goes the Kang. Which one? Sorry, not really about your Lakers. Just want final eliminated. I'm not a Laker fan. I'm a Warrior fan. Bear Cox Bear, why don't you just see what happens? Why does everyone always complain? We have sucked for so long. There's only one way to go, is up. Bill Cox, we're complaining because we see other teams trying to get better and getting better while we are not. And so to me, a fan base has every right to be upset with that, and the fact that we're probably as crazy a fan base as there is in football or sports, period. And we charge the highest prices for tickets in the league right now, or we're top 3 or something like that. It kind of fluctuates. But right now, that's a lot of reasons to be pissed at your franchise. You know what I mean? So sorry if I kind of understand their anger. Okay, Tommy, I get it. I'm glad you understood. Renfro needs to go. He hasn't played like a true Raider. I don't know if I would go that far and say he hasn't been a true Raider. I would just go as far as saying he got banged up, and I don't think he's Josh McDaniels' cup of tea, so to speak. I think Josh McDaniels wants an athlete in that position that just he sees as a better player. You know what I mean? Physically. Pete Vasquez, what's up, Bear? Wearing all black tonight because for you true fans knows that was it for the old Raiders. Pete Vasquez, I'm sorry. That came out kind of weird. I didn't quite understand what you meant. Lakers lose and the stuff James on the last play. Yikes. Keep that dirty word out of your mouth. Maybe Tom will let Mark hold his jockstrap and sign the poster Mark has of Brady in his room. It is starting to feel like that, John Leon. John Leon, the Clippers weren't too bad. They need to get out from under what's his name though? Kyrie. You know who I'm talking about, your star. Not Paul George, but the other guy. I don't know why his name's escaping me right now. Ted Thane, I don't hate Brady as a minority owner. As a player, I didn't want him, but as a minority owner, it doesn't bother me as much. Can't explain why. Well, Ted, I mean, I can explain why. He has no power. And most of us, like yourself, that know what it means to be a minority owner, know right away. I had to explain to my audience because I'm going to always have at least 1 or 2 people that don't understand what that means. So just one last time, minority owner just means you have stock and you have ownership right to, financial parts of it. But outside of that, that's really it. You just don't really have a stake in too many other things. Now, does that put him on the board, though, and in the boardroom and at the table when Mark Davis has to talk to other fellow owners about things? Yeah, it does. He just doesn't have power to stop Mark Davis from doing what he wants to do. He doesn't have power to fire players. He doesn't have power to fire coaches. He doesn't have power to make trades. He doesn't have any of those things. But we all know who he is, and we know how Mark feels about him. He loves the guy. And so now that you've got him on board with you and he loves the guy the way he does, the sky's the limit as far as what Mark Davis would be willing to let him get his nose into. You know what I mean? Because he's going to want to avail himself, in his opinion, of his expertise, which is just a bad move. And I realize some people aren't tripping off it because they think it's a minority deal, but it's a minority deal right now. It's not going to stay that way. I just don't think it's going to stay that way. Thorin Travinsky, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. I'm doing good. George, I'll tell you honestly, I feel like he's trolling us. You know what I mean? I really do. I just feel like he's trolling us. The only way I can see this fit is if he comes in, has some sort of stake in us winning a Super Bowl. That's it. That's it. There is no other way. That's what he took from us. That's what he went and got a bunch more of during what was supposed to be our era. And he interrupted it right when we were about to make a run. Travis Kelly, truer words haven't been said. Tyree Wilson, but if we play Wilson on the inside. John, that's a true fact. I mean, he is a power guy. I could see that. But I mean, then you start to get more and more Raider fans that are making the Cleve Furl, look, 2 players, same thing, I was at my office today, John B. James, watching the 2002 AFC Championship when we put foots in the Titans. I was fortunate enough to go to that game. I miss Oakland games. Yeah, John B. James, games in Oakland were always a treasure. Yeah. Yeah, but he's a minority owner, George, so there's no power there. Oso Raider, that's right. That's why when I make comments to you about your Lakers, don't immediately start laughing at me and trashing my Warrior team. I just talk sports. That's it. So if I think my team's going to beat yours, it's not meant to be an insult. And the fact that your team beat mine doesn't mean now that you have to throw the remote at me like we're playing John Madden and go, yeah. Just be glad you won. You know what I'm saying? President TMBC crew in the house. I got to get another one of these. Oso Raider. I like this so much, and Mama Bear was like loving it, so she wasn't pleased that I didn't get two. I saw an article today that said Jacobs will be wearing a different number for the Raiders this year. So does that mean we'll definitely have him this year? Jim, it doesn't definitely mean that, but it does definitely mean he is signed, he is a Raider, and he's only leaving if we make a deal with him. And I don't know that we're going to do that. I think that Josh McDaniels is saying to himself, that guy just showed me he could be the best running back in football. So we're going to franchise tag him instead of letting him go. And instead of picking another running back out of college ranks in the draft or letting Zamir White have the job yet, which he hadn't earned. So the logical solution, franchise tag him. Because you don't want to pay him right now. You want to pay him peanuts. So you franchise tag him. And they can do that 3 times. And no matter how much, complaining Josh does about it, the Raiders can and McDaniels can do it 3 times. Now, I think they'll do it this time, and I think they may do it a second time, but that's it. And I think even the second time won't be to keep him as a Raider. It'll be to keep his contract negotiations where they can say, okay, give us a 3rd round pick, give us a 2nd round pick, give us a 2 4s, you know what I mean? Whatever. I watched Aiden O'Connell's tape, and he looks like he's going to be something. Marcus Atchison, my last couple shows, I've been trying to burn that into everyone's head. I want everyone to understand that pick of O'Connell is huge. I think he's one of those guys that you're looking for as a scout. If you use your scout eyes and say, I'm looking for a guy that's going to become more at the NFL level, not stay a bud, but blossom and become that beautiful flower. A lot of players, they get there and they don't blossom. They don't bud. They don't pop. He's going to pop. That kid's got the body. He's got the guts. He's got the frame. He's accurate. He's smart. I love this kid. I think the Aiden O'Connell move was huge. And I've said this before, but I just want to say it one last. How you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Sorry, my camera blacked out for a second there. Okay, so hold on. Let me go back to this. I had this up just a minute ago. Let's see if I have this. No, that's not what I need. Okay, there we go. So the latest stuff. The latest stuff is the Greg Van Rotten signing. Also, the Raiders are a part of the Bill Walsh Diversity Coaching Fellowship, and they brought in some guys, but I can't quite read that because it's hecka fuzzy. I see Troy Vincent Jr. is one of them. Let's see. Yeah, I can't read the rest. It's something wrong with how they put it up. It's not my eyes because I can read the other stuff around it and under it. It's just for whatever reason when they posted that, it's like it's a picture off a video or something. So it's real blurry. Let's see. Yeah. It's nothing real super new as far as what's going on with the Raiders. I think though that the conversation is more right now about the guys we have in. I think Duke Shelley, for example, the guy we brought in from the Vikings, is going to be real nice. And I think Christopher Smith at safety is going to be real nice. I think Asamoah and everyone else playing safety's got to watch their back because Christopher Smith is smart. He'll knock you out. He plays the run. He's got cover skills. I love that kid. I just doubt Christopher Smith is going to spend time on the bench for very long. Well, Mike Brown, the O-line has improved because you've added pieces to the right side. Not only is the new guy that I was just mentioning, Greg Van Rotten, experienced, but we also brought in OJ Howard, who is just a tight end in name only because he's 6'6", 300 pounds. And so he's just an extra lineman to have in there on certain plays. We should run the ball like a son of a you-know-what. I mean, like a football playing Jesse. It's an old saying. Look it up. But I think that Josh Jacobs is going to have a great year. Pete Vasquez said, "I'm excited to face the Bears this year. I don't know why they've gotten a lot better." I'm just playing. I think that they still really they didn't really address their situation at quarterback. I thought that was a mistake. Hi, Anna Diaz, my first supporter ever. What's up, girl? And if you can, consider a subscription to Raider Bear family page. It's just $5 a month. You can cancel at any time, but you will not want to. Those of you watching on Facebook, all you have to do is look right down there. There is a green badge next to the blue thumbs up. If you click on that green badge, you are on your way to subscribe to Raider Bear Live. And if you're YouTube watching, remember, this is always free. So if you wouldn't mind, please click on the bell and subscribe and watch me every time, because Raider Bear is always going to bring it and always be funny and always bring you that news. I understand what you said. What do you want to see happen, Bear? Love your thoughts. Bill Cox, I appreciate that. And that is a fantastic dog. Your profile picture. I love St. Bernards. Anyway, my thoughts. I wanted to see us stop doing the Patriot way. I just don't think that Josh McDaniels understands that he makes that work. See, sometimes Bill Russell was the kind of coach that Bill Russell's system, you could almost call it Bill Russell, because if he then quits and someone else comes in to run his same system, it doesn't work, because people forget that the charisma of the coach is part of what sells the ideas and the philosophy of the coach to the players. And when we brought in Josh McDaniels, he didn't have either of those things. He doesn't have the cachet of a Bill Parcells, of a Bill Belichick. He doesn't have that kind of resume. He doesn't have that kind of clout. Even though he has the rings, those are Belichick's rings by most people's thought process. So now he comes in, and then now he's not an emotional leader as well. He says openly in multiple interviews, does Josh McDaniels, I'm not a rah-rah guy. I'm not here to inspire players. If they don't understand that this is a job and they're paid to be out there, then come on, man. Oh, nice. Good job, Marlo. Okay, let's see. Whoops. Sorry. There we go. Ray McLean, what's up? Welcome to the show. Yeah, it was Kawhi Leonard. Thank you. I don't know why his name was escaping me. Bear, what is the fuzzy number 29 backdrop for? It's on the comments background. I'm not sure. I don't see that. Doc Brady, the reason he's so enamored with Brady is because he's a Super Bowl winner and he won a lot of Super Bowls and he has a high profile. The NFL loves him. Mark Davis sees it as a way of sticking it to the NFL to get him on board with the Raiders. And because they wanted the NFL wanted Tom Brady to stay a part of the NFL at some level, no matter what it was. They don't want him to just walk off into the sunset. You know, like how Michael Jordan did it with basketball. And he just walked off in the sunset. Now he just smokes cigars in a picture every once in a while and earns millions, billions, really. Well, they wanted Tom Brady to do the opposite. They wanted him to get involved in the league in some way. And if it's not by television, which it will be television, the year following this one, it will be television. So because we know that he's already got a contract to do on TV football, but it was to start this year. He put it off to have a year off and then start it next year. So that tells me he's probably not coming back in any capacity and other than a minority owner. Glenn Ford, it's unrealistic at this point that Mark Davis would think that he could throw us to a Super Bowl. Tom Brady's already old. Now, if you add to already old the fact that he's had a year off of football, but now he's supposed to come back and he's going to be fine. No way. Or still play at his level? No way. And people were starting to see the age with Tampa Bay and the Buccaneers. You know what I mean? So, no. Mike Brown, I know Mark Davis needs money, and he is the most poor of all the owners in the NFL. I get that. But, Mike, if that's the case, then get out. Sell. You know what I mean? If he sold, he'd be super rich until he dies. You know what I mean? And the Davis family has held the franchise for X amount of, how long. Mark Davis doesn't have kids, to my knowledge. I don't know if he would be handing it down to them. You know what I mean? So, the Davis family eventually has to not own the Raiders, I would think. And what difference does that make? It's nostalgic, but we just all feel like that because we love Al Davis. I don't mind if it goes to someone other than the Davis family. And I think they need to just go ahead and do that. You know what I mean? It's just get it over with, because this tension between Mark Davis and the NFL is never going to go away. We as fans can feel it. You can see it. Mark Davis talks about it. Yes, Ray McClain. I did actually announce that earlier on in my show. And I honestly, I think that this is all, like Mike Brown was saying, a financial move. You know what I mean? If he can get other billionaires involved in it, he'll do that. You know what I mean? But what he doesn't, other billionaires involved, he'll do that. But my issue with him doing this with Tom Brady is that he thinks he's just bringing in another mogul to prop up his profile, when in reality, that same mogul is coming in to take his profile and make themselves the profile. You know what I mean? There's no way Tom stops at just minority ownership. There's no way. There's no way. Now it may stop, but if it does, it'll be because of other owners or whatever the case may be, or Mark Davis. But I don't see it. Everyone that knows Tom Brady feels like he's going to take this further. Yeah, Tanamoku, that's a good point. He did play inside and outside on certain sets when he was in college, so I don't mind that. I just mind a guy that has a toolbox that doesn't have every tool in the box. And one of those tools is being able to bend the edge. He doesn't really have that. And I don't know if I like that. I mean, obviously we all see Max Crosby do it damn near every play. He has all the moves. 5-tool athlete. He can spin, he can chop. You know what I mean? He can bull rush you, he can delay, he can stunt, and he can get there. You know what I mean? And I want him to at least come close to that, as far as a guy in Tyree Wilson, but that's okay. Oh, wow, Vicky again. That's crazy. I'll have to look for that story tonight. That's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, George Prieto, you're right. He doesn't know that much about football. I completely agree. But you have to know what you don't know and back away from the wheel sometimes. And then also, there's no way he can't know how Raider Nation would feel about him bringing on Tom Brady as a minority owner. You won't bring on Magic Johnson, but you'll give us, Tom Brady, knowing what he did to this franchise. It blows me away. Ben Diesel, it feels like everything Mark does is an international spit in the face of his dad's legacy. Ben, great profile picture, but I got to tell you, I agree with you, and that's frustrating, but I agree with you. Tony Savecka, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. That car is clean. Hey, Bear, our tight end Michael Mayer is a big Sasquatch. He makes the other players look like dwarfs. Yeah, he looks like he could play Conan in the movies right now. I appreciate the love, Oso. Yeah, I'll send you that. And I'm in on the house on the away game. Or not the away game, excuse me, the home opener. Yeah, he's going back to his college number 8. He is changing it, Bob Standard, yes. It's his old Alabama number. John Leon, that's rough. I thought Jacob changed his number to represent how many kids he has. Wow. I know, right? Apparently, when you get rich, you don't know what prophylactics are, but always love your show. Have a great evening. Thanks, Kim. I really appreciate that. Uh, Rick Samurano. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show, though. Did I freeze? My bad. See, everyone later, my sugar today has me sick. Have a good night. Oh, Vic again. I'm sorry. Feel better, love. I've had days like that. Tampa Bay acquiring 3% of the Raiders organization. Also, him and Mark already own the Las Vegas Aces. Yeah, Rick Samurano, there's a lot of tie in there. I just don't know why Mark Davis wanted to do that. It just doesn't make sense to me. If you wanted to do that, why didn't you accept the conglomerate that came with Magic Johnson? You know what I mean? I'm gagging as I'm writing this. Do you think Brady's influence could actually help us? Jim, I would say his influence could help Garoppolo. I would say it could help Garoppolo because I feel like Tom could be able to break down the video of what Garoppolo's missing or what he's not doing well and maybe actually coach him up on a few plays where he sees things he wasn't seeing and sees them because Tom exposes them with video, coaches him up and gets him there. I could see that. And honestly, they could do it and you couldn't call it tampering of any kind. He's a part owner now. And they're also friends. I mean, that goes back way when he was with the Patriots. I mean, you can't argue that they were teammates. So if the NFL investigated, it's like there's nothing you can really do. I'm just a friend visiting a friend in his house, and then they go into some room and click up the video and the home theater and study. Sup, Bear? If Aiden O'Connell can get it to our wide receivers and be as accurate as he was in college, he should be good for our wide receivers. Travis McNeil, you're preaching to the choir here. I am an Aiden O'Connell fan, huge Aiden O'Connell fan. Before Aiden O'Connell was picked, I said Aiden O'Connell. I want to see the Raiders have to put on Irish green for Aiden O'Connell. I think we should do it. I know I'm going to do it. I'm going to have someone make me an Irish O'Connell green jersey or shirt for sure. And remember, time flies, and if you care, you share. Raider Bear, very happy. Good. I'm glad. Kenneth Parsons, Raider Ric Flair, Bear, will Von Rotten or Parham be a center, and who will be the guards? Van Rotten is probably brought in to be looked at right tackle. Parham will probably be at right guard, if not center. I did want to let that, but the hammer became the nail again. Damn it. Bear, I won't. I want to go on the record that we will start our season 3-0. Let's go, Raiders. Dustin King is on the record. We start 3-0. I'm going to say 2-1. Raider Ric Flair, I'm telling you who we will be starting cornerbacks, Tyler Hall and Duke Shelley. Well, Kenneth Parsons, I'm on there with you about Duke Shelley. The other one I thought, though, would be the kid Long that we brought in from the Rams championship team. I think that kid Long, I'm saying his last name only because I can't remember his first. But I think it's Dave Long or David Long, something like that. But he's coming in from a ring and, being a pretty good cornerback. So I could see him coming over and bringing us something. George Prieto, I was thinking the exact same thing. You had Magic Johnson and his profile sitting there and you let that go. And everything Magic touches wins. It just does. I mean, look at everything he's associated with. Everything Magic Johnson is associated with explodes. I just think that's facts. I didn't understand it. I mean, now to be quite honest with you, I wasn't mad about it. Some people are like mad about it. I wasn't mad about it. That's just ownership stuff. Whether they do it or don't do it. But I just feel like we would probably have been in better hands with Magic Johnson, which sounds weird because obviously Tom is the football guy and Magic's a basketball player. But truth be told, Magic's a businessman. You know what I mean? And I would have rather he was involved in that because even the NFL has told Mark Davis the original reason they didn't want him to be associated with being the head guy. I have this hair on my bill. There, I got it. They didn't want him associated with being the head guy because he's a basketball guy. You know what I mean? But that's all I can think of. Other than that, that's all. What surprise players could you see not making the final 53? Well, I brought him up before, so I would just bring him up again. I would say Trey Turner, as nice as he is at wide receiver, but we have other wide receivers, and Josh McDaniels isn't going to just fall in love with the guy and say, okay, well, it's your job because you did one thing or the other. You know what I mean? You're going to have to really go in there and get that position. And so, if there's going to be guys that are let go, I think it might be him. My mind is a little slow tonight because of work, but I don't understand how Davis bringing in Brady would be sticking it to the NFL. Well, the reason I think that's him sticking it to the NFL is Mark Davis knew that the NFL wanted to go into Vegas at some point. They just hadn't decided yet. They hadn't decided which team it would be, and blah, 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 blah. And then Mark Davis just took that decision out of their hands. That was his FU to the NFL. Now, take it a step further. Tom Brady is, by the NFL standard, the face of football. So if you associate him now with the Raiders, you've basically taken the NFL's face of football, and you must associate him with the Raiders because that's where he's at. So that's a dig at the Raiders in that way, because in truth, they would have rather Tom ended up with the Niners or the Cowboys or something like that. You know, one of the glamour teams that they like to, oh, look over there. Even when they're losing, they act like Dallas is a glamour team, even when they're losing. Oh, the Niners franchise, even when they're losing. You know what I mean? Mark Alvarez, what's up, family? Welcome to the show. Tony Savecca, Bear, who do you think that's going to be a star from the draft picks we got? Oh, that kid Mayer. I mean, I apologize for just picking, the obvious, but Mayer. If I was gonna be like aggressive, I'd say Aiden O'Donnell. I should say his name right since I like him so much. But I would say Aiden because I think he could have the job in a year and a half. I think Jimmy will have all of this season. I don't think they'll mess around with this season. It's possible, but it's possible only because of the body the kid has. He's 215 pounds of solid quarterback. That's a big guy at the NFL level. And he's only going to get bigger at the NFL level once he starts lifting weights and gets with those guys and their strength and conditioning programs. And he's going to be a beast at quarterback. So it might be somewhere around mid-year this year. You never know. And if Jimmy Garoppolo went down, Brian Hoyer goes in, and then their emergency getting Aiden ready just in case. See that he knows what's going on, and then next year he may be the starter. Corinna Trujillo, I'm thinking that Shady Brady purchased a smidget of the Raiders so that Mark Davis could get good graces with the NFL. That's possible. Let's look at it from the other side. Corinna, maybe he accepted the offer from Tom and pushed Magic Johnson away simply because he knew having Tom brings more profile because he's the Super Bowl champion. Magic Johnson's just a great guy, and an NBA legend, but not associated with the NFL. So it doesn't raise his profile the same way it does to have a multi-time Super Bowl, be the Super Bowl winner, be the guy that comes in and buys into the Raiders. But while he's doing that, he's doing it, let's say, to get back in the good graces of the NFL by saying, hey, NFL, look, all those other owners wouldn't give up any of their stake in their team, but I did because I know you guys want to keep him around the NFL, so I'm going to keep him around the NFL. I did that. You know what I mean? So could that be an olive branch by Mark Davis? It's possible, but I don't think so. I'm just debating your point, but I don't think so. He is a bobblehead. Joe, what's up? In football in the know with Jim and Joe. Sherry Abstender. Hi, Sherry. Let's see. Hi, bestie Gronk. His bestie Gronk is spending a lot of time in Las Vegas because he's getting involved in the UFC, so he'll have people there. Edelman works for the Raiders. That's a friend. Yeah, it's looking more and more like he's rebuilding us with the attitude and the work ethic that was going on in New England. And I can only be so mad at that because we know what it produced. A lot of rings. Was some of it from cheating? Yeah, but not all of them. Just the first 3. I do remember you talking about Aiden O'Connell before the draft. I appreciate that, John. And yes, I love that kid. And he was kind of my Nate Hobbs pick. Most of you know that I picked Nate Hobbs right out of the draft possibilities before the Raiders even looked at him. And then we got him, and then he came to fruition. And right when he joined the team, I said, watch, that guy's going to be a starter. And there you are. Now I'm saying the same thing about O'Donnell. Don't say O'Connell. I'm saying the same thing about O'Donnell. Yeah. Adrian, I don't know. It's all ugly right now. I hate it all. But Adrian, welcome to the show. Mark Alvarez, it's the Las Vegas Patriots too, getting the coaches, old players, and to top it off with Brady just icing the cake. Robert Kraft getting involved next, bringing in some. No, no massage parlor jokes. Okay, let's see. Oops. I heard Magic already has ownership of another team. Tana, yeah, but that didn't stop him from trying to go to get some with the Raiders. Yeah, Anna Diaz, I know. It's what are you going to do? You know, his pockets and his money are just as green as everyone else's. Thorin Travinsky, Arkansas O-line Dalton Wagner that we got in undrafted free agents. I have a feeling he might be good for some reason. Well, Thorin, welcome to the show. Great profile pick. Love the family. I would say to you that Dalton Wagner looks more athletic when you look at him on video. When you just see him standing there, you're like, okay, he's a big guy. But if you watch his video, Dalton Wagner can move a little bit. Dare I go back to the word hips one more time? He has big hips, but they're good ones. I bet you that guy can dance. We can now dress a third quarterback without taking a roster spot. Yeah, that's true. Jake Scott, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Woo. Stuck at work trying to catch my boy, R8RBEAR. What's up? Kevin Kahuhano. Let's see. Brady comes out of retirement 2025 to play Super Bowl in Santa Clara 69er Stadium. Mark Alvarez first. That's ridiculous. You Kings fans. I don't know what I'm going to do with you. No, they're not the Patriots, Corinna. Stop saying that. AP, what's up, AP? Joe DeCapita, my guy, R8RBEAR. Love Aiden O'Connell. Is it O'Connell or O'Donnell? You guys are driving me crazy. Am I saying it wrong? Wait a minute. Where'd he go? O'Connell. See, I am saying it wrong. Okay, good. It's O'Connell. I thought it was O'Donnell for a minute there. You know, I am a grandpa. Okay, give me a break. You got to be quicker than that. Okay, let me see. My guy, R8RBEAR, love Aiden O'Connell, Tyree Wilson, Jacorian Bennett, and Chris Smith from the draft. Jacorian Bennett, that's another name, too, that I think could maybe end up the starting corner. We could end up seeing him on the opposite side. I think there's a good chance of that. Tony Carpenter Evans. Hey, Bear, I'm just waiting for the dust to settle. I was really surprised that Jacobs changed his number. I thought he would have been gone by now. Jeez. No, he's not gone by now. But the franchise tagged him to control what they do with him. So they'll either trade him or keep him another year, franchise tag him again, and then look to move him again. But in the meantime, you can keep just sitting on him because he's just going to keep having good seasons. Because that's what he does, is break off big seasons. He's just going to keep on doing that. Alexa, resume. Oh, yeah, I got it like that. All right, that's my show. Much love. Shout out to our armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, National Guard, for all you do. The energy and love of this show is dedicated to your sacrifice, active and veterans. Much love. All right, that's my show. I'll be on tomorrow night. Oh, look. I forgot to show you guys this. Look. Oh, what? I can take a nappy on a R8RBEAR family page pillow? Wait, let me look like the pillow guy now. Oh, please, guys, try my pillow. My pillow. It's the pillow to go with. Please. I need you guys to buy my pillow. Well, I don't want that one you're holding. Come on, ladies. You know how many? How many of you really want this one now that the Bears put a smooch on it? Don't answer that. Mama Bear might find out. You know how Italians, they don't they don't fight. They just end things. Much love. No, Denton Rhodes. I didn't say it. Space Force. See you tomorrow night. R8RBEAR family page. Peace.